afternoon, everybody. My name is Oliver Westmoreland. I am an OSC, or should I say IAA, Registered Level 3 Immigration Advisor, and I am Senior Immigration Lawyer with GSN Immigration. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you can continue to watch our extremely interesting videos about UK visa and immigration advice. Our topic today is skilled worker route and recent changes. What's called a statement of changes has come out. This is something created by the Home Office a few times per year. Statement of changes is statement of changes to the immigration rules. These changes, they're not really proposed changes, pretty much, in fact, they actually happen. These rules get through Parliament very, very easily indeed by something which is called the negative resolution procedure. Home Office can make changes to the immigration rules very, very easily. These rules, most of them take effect, or they took effect on 22nd of July last month, July 2025. Skilled worker, skilled worker scheme. Skilled workers come to the UK from overseas, or they may be in the UK already, but they're originally from overseas. They can apply to come to the UK or switch within the UK to a skilled worker visa. The basis of the scheme is like this. An employer who holds a skilled worker sponsor license, which is a rather complicated thing issued by the Home Office, they can sponsor, i.e. employ, these skilled foreign workers. They can sponsor them to work in a specific job for that company. That's the way that it works. There are lots and lots of rules. It's a very complex scheme in its entirety. Now, every year the minimum salaries are updated. There are minimum salaries. Employers can't just pay what they want. There are minimum salaries. There are some complicated rules, but pretty much that's it. Employer must pay at least a minimum salary for that particular job. The different jobs, they've got different levels of minimum salary. Now, until very recently indeed, the skill level for skilled workers jobs was RQF Level 3. RQF, it's about qualifications, but really it's not quite like that. It's not about what sort of qualifications, what level of qualification the person holds. It's what skills and experience. So in a funny way, it's measured by level of qualification, but in practice and reality, it's about what skills and experience that person has. They don't have to have that particular level of qualification. It doesn't matter. I mean, if they have, well and good. They don't have to. They've got those skills and experience that are commensurate with that level. That's good enough. Anyway, RQF Level 3 increased on 22nd of July to RQF Level 6, which is deemed to be a degree level type job. Now, as I say, the person doesn't have to have a degree, but the job is deemed to be of that sort of level. Interesting fact, go back about few years, it was RQF Level 6 then. It's gone down, it's come back up again. Home Office said something which was, I suppose, semi-logical. Because of Brexit and everything, they reduced the level so employers could get used to it. It's rather curious logic, but that's how it happened. Anyway, it's different now. We are back to RQF Level 6 since 22nd of July last month. This means that your potential overseas skilled worker, if they're not up to that sort of level, they can't apply. They can only apply for jobs which are deemed to be of RQF Level 6. It's a fairly big change, I suppose. It can stop a lot of people who would have come as skilled workers from coming. It's a medium change, let's say. Huge change. You may remember a couple of months ago, the Home Office stopped family dependents of care workers and senior care workers coming from the UK. They stopped that visa route for dependents. Of course, many care workers didn't want to come because you want to bring your family, don't you, pretty much? So that made a big dent in the immigration numbers. Now they've gathered their courage. They've actually stopped the rules for care workers completely. This is not a joke. Care workers, senior care workers can no longer apply from overseas to come to the UK. Now, if they're already here, they might be able to switch, but this is the big news. Care workers, senior care workers from overseas can no longer apply to come to the UK to do those jobs. Other medical people they can, doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, all this sort of people they can, but no more care workers or overseas care workers. How does this work? I mean, you know, these people were doing jobs. What's going to happen to those jobs that cannot be filled so easily? Well, Home Office say UK employers, they've got to learn how to recruit from the indigenous workforce. And I read something, I'd like to read it to you with your permission and agreement. All sectors must develop clear plans to train and recruit indigenous people, or they risk being excluded from future immigration routes. Sounds pretty powerful and drastic. That's what the government think, or Home Office thinks. Care homes, those organisations have got to learn to employ people from the indigenous workforce. People are here already. So there you go. I'd like to finish off my peroration and introduction. Yvette Cooper, Home Secretary, she says, these new rules mean stronger controls to bring immigration down. That's what it's all about. It's not about anything else really. It's about bringing immigration down. This new Labour government, they've made it their holy mission to reduce immigration. Mr. Shah, do you have any comments about this?
Yes, I mean, these are drastic changes which have just recently come into force, and they do impact a lot of migrants in the UK and any future prospective migrants. You mentioned about the RQF level increasing from level 3 to level 6. Just to clarify one thing is, so it's not still necessary for the applicants to have an education of level 6?
It never was. It's a funny scheme or system. It relates to level of academic qualification. Level 6 is bachelor's degree level, level 3 is a lot lower. In a funny sort of way, it relates qualifications to the skill and difficulty of the job. It does not mean that the applicant has to hold that academic qualification, and it never did actually.
Sure. So the applicant could potentially still be less educated than RQF level 6,
yes,
but maybe have work experience,
yes, exactly.
a lot of work experience to be able to be suitable for that job.
When the employer wants to sponsor them, they have to state what sort of experience the person has got. If it's sufficient, then it's good enough.
Sure. And, you know, increasing the RQF level, etc., I believe the salaries threshold, like you mentioned, they go up every year anyways. They're higher.
There are a couple of little routes where a person who can work on an RQF level 3 job can still work, but that is for shortage occupations and so on and so forth. Large majority of people, they will have to meet the RQF level 6.
Okay, so the salaries have also gone up.
Well, the level 6 are going to be higher anyway, but the salaries have gone up with a normal yearly increase as well.
Sure. You mentioned about the care worker visa route being closed down to any new applicants from overseas. So the applicants or the migrants who are already in the UK on that route, will they be able to extend their visa?
They might. There's some funny, complicated rules. Those who are already in the UK, they might be able to extend their visa or take a new job. But there's some complicated rules about that, but they're not going to cast adrift. They might be able to stay in the UK.
Great. And I will assume also the family members, the dependents who may already be in the UK under previous categories should be able to extend.
I'm not sure. Some of these exceptional routes, dependents may not be allowed. These are lists of shortage occupations. You may find, depending on the particular case, dependents may not be allowed.
Understand. So it'll depend from sort of SOC code to SOC code, things like that.
It depends on the precise facts.
Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing this useful recent knowledge with us, and we see you in the next vlog.
Oh, is that it? Oh, can I go home now?
Yes.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
See you next time.